Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to pick up where we left off on the last video. We're going to get the transmission put in Project Santa, and I've got the engine, or the engine cradle transmission out in the driveway. I got the water hose stalled out, so let's get this cleaned up. I'm gonna go inside, change, get my car working outfit on, and we'll get this transmission put in. As you can tell, I got my daughter down there. She's putting on the degreaser on the engine cradle. So let me go change and we'll get to work.
Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. I need you to hear and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight, yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight, town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
I got it all cleaned up, washed on both sides, degreased. It came out pretty damn good. This is our new transmission. I went ahead and cleaned it up. That way it'll look better in the car. it didn't have much grease on it or whatnot, so I always try to clean the transmissions, motors, whatever, if I take them out. So let's go ahead, get this back up here. But first things first, I gotta change the motor mount on this car. So as you can tell on this, it's wore out. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it with this brand new one. As you can tell, this engine's really greasy, oily. Now that may be because the power steering pump is no good. So what we'll have to do is take that bolt, and that bolt, 15 millimeters, and that'll drop. And that way we can take that, break it down. There's 2 nuts, I believe, on the top side of it. We'll take those off, that mount will come off. We'll put the new one back on, reinstall it, and we'll get our transmission and push it back underneath here and start installing it. So here's our new mount. As you can tell, it's a lot better shape than the old one. So we'll have to loosen these nuts up here. Excuse me. Loosen those up. We'll pull these stud protectors off, put that on, and we'll reinstall it back on the engine. Now, I'll probably go clean this. As you can see, it's pretty bad, real dirty. So I'm gonna clean this up before I install it on our new mount. All right, as you can see, I got it all cleaned up. And we're gonna install it. I'm gonna get rid of that one since we no longer need it. And just gonna clean off the nuts here, that way it just looks better. Alrighty, we got that done now, so let's reinstall it back on the car. So we'll take our ratchet here and just make sure they are snug on there. Well, gotta get an extension. It's not gonna fit all the way up there. Alrighty, So we got that done. So let's get the transmission back up here, and we'll get that installed, and we'll go from there.
Which one?
Well, I gotta put the torque converter in first.
I know how to use these. Yeah, don't like it. Lily told me how. Who? Lily, my friend.
Okay, well, we gotta put it on the jack first before I put the torque converter in.
Do I really have to apologize?
Because you screamed in his face, and that's not.
Do you always have to fuck me?
I don't.
Oh my! Is that a boot?
No, it's a heater.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
You're crazy.
Sorry, VA.
It's okay.
I apologize, but don't you dare make me do that one more time.
I didn't make you. I asked you.
Yes, you did.
I asked you.
Yes, you. No, you did it. Did it. You dad. That means he gets to come play.
No, I don't think he's home.
Yeah.
No, I think.
No, if his dad's home, he's home.
And his dad is leaving to go to work.
No, after his dad leaves, he can play with us.
Why?
Because he gets home with that at our school.
Y'all can go ask him. Okay. You gonna stay here, Jameson, or go with Bentley?
Let's see if he can come out and play.
I think me and her can push it.
I got it now.
What? I said 1-7. How do you see BA and Mahaley?
Yeah, they should be in the backyard. Alright, as you can see, I do have the transmission back in there with the help of my daughter. She helped me get it back up on the jack. So I'm going to let the jack down. I'm going to get the subframe, put the subframe in order, and I'm going to re-jack it up to lift the engine and transmission back up. And that way I can bolt that back up. Then I should have about an hour, 15 minutes, and I'll have it all completed and back together, and we'll see if it'll work. So let me go out here and get the subframe, bring it up, get it put on the car, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'm having a little bit of trouble right now trying to get the subframe and all that. The engine mounts are not going in there like they're supposed to. I think this side of the subframe has to be moved, but it's too hard to shove that way. And you know, I don't have my engine hoist to jack up the engine. That way I have free movement of the subframe and all that. So I'm just using jack stands, as you can see, holding up the subframe, and the jack's got the engine lifted the way the weight's off of it. I did get that one bolt on that one in. I'm trying to get this bolt in, and so if I can get this bolt in this one, then I think a lot of it will line up. But I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to push it up at the same time. It's hard to do because you're fighting the lower control arm it's in the knuckle there, and you're fighting, you're trying to push it up and put the bolt in it. My electric drill is dead, so if I had that, it'd probably make it a lot easier. But I'm gonna keep on trying to get this up here. I already got the transmission all bolted in. I got the drive axles in it. I don't want to loosen my strap from my rack and pinion here until I get the bolts in it. Then I can let it go and put it back down in the holder. But I was just giving y'all an update on it. So let me try to fast forward here and get this bolted up, and we'll move from there. I'll give y'all an update now. I got all the subframe put in now. I gotta go over there and tighten up that bolt over there. Took me a little bit. It's taking me longer to put the subframe than it is to put the whole thing together. So we'll go ahead and move forwards now, and we'll start putting all the little brackets and stuff back up there, bolt it all back up, tighten up the castle nut on the lower ball joint, put the steering thing back in, the rack and pinion. We'll go ahead and put that back in, bolt it back in, put the dipstick back in, put the torque converter bolts back in, bolt the starter back up, wire it back up, and we'll dump some fluid in it, and let's hope this one works. So let me get all this done, and I'll give you an update when we're getting ready to put the fluid in. I'll give you an update now. I got all the subframe put in now. I gotta go over there and tighten up that bolt over there. Took me a little bit. It's taking me longer to put the subframe than it is to put the whole thing together. So we'll go ahead and move forwards now, and we'll start putting all the little brackets and stuff back up there, bolt it all back up, tighten up the castle nut on the lower ball joint, put the steering thing back in, the rack and pinion. We'll go ahead and put that back in, bolt it back in, put the dipstick back in, put the torque converter bolts back in, bolt the starter back up, wire it back up, and we'll dump some fluid in it, and let's hope this one works. So let me get all this done, and I'll give you an update when we're getting ready to put the fluid in. I got it all back in the car, whatnot, so now I'm gonna run down to AutoZone, pick me up a few bottles of trans fluid. This what I don't know, I think it's a 4T65E transmission. It takes the Dexton 6 transmission fluid. So let me run down there and pick up 4 or 5 bottles of it and pray that it works. People, I finally got it done. It's running. About to take the first drive around the block. While I had it in the air, the wheels did go forward, they did go reverse, so we're going to see how it does going down the road. So I'm going to take y'all with me when we go down the road and test it. So here we go, folks. I think it still may be low on transmission fluid. going to drive it very far. But as you can tell, it is driving on its own. And when it shifts, man, it shifts like it has a shift kit in it. So anyway, I just think it needs a little bit more fluid in it. It took off there in first gear. Pretty happy that I did get a good transmission out of it, pull apart. And you know how usually that stuff is when you go there. So until they take it off in second gear, I guess, again. That's it, folks. It just, she's up, or he's up and running. He's ready for Christmas next year. So, gotta get some more fluid for it tomorrow and go from there. So that's going to conclude this video for today. We got him up, we got him running, he's driving, and couldn't be more happier about the whole situation. So if you like what you saw today on the video, like, subscribe, comment below. We got a few more things that we have to do to him. We have to go get a power steering pump. I think the rack and pinion on it's leaking. So I'm going to see if there's a rebuild kit for that. If not, then I'm going to have to go to the junkyard and purchase another one from the same car that we took the transmission out of. So, alrighty, until the next video, peace.